What's up guys, my name is Andre and welcome to a new video. I didn't want the month of December to go by unnoticed on my channel. I know that I haven't been producing consistent content for a while. It's basically because of YouTube's policies, and plus I have run out of ideas, and I have been receiving some comments on some of my previous videos. For example, one that I have received on the video that I did about the conversion of my previous bike to run on neat ethanol, the E100 Rejet, and the guy had watched some of my previous videos and asked me if my plans of leaving the country have changed. And yes, my plans of leaving the country in fact do have changed, and it's going to sound cheesy, but it's absolutely true. I have found someone that changed my life completely, and it changed my view of life completely, and that's basically it. I've been working my ass off to make my life here, whatever. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna leave the country on a trip to meet some of my friends that live in the United States. One day I will in fact visit them. It might not be so soon as I would expect, because I do have quite a lot of expenses for someone of my age. Especially when I have this bike to pay that's behind me. But anyway, the reason that I haven't been producing many videos here in my English channel is because I've been souping up this Honda CG160 for the past, I don't know, 7 months, 6 months. And this bike is not known outside of Brazil. It's a bike that's close and dear to the hearts of Brazilians that, you know, ride a bike. I do believe that the Honda CG only had one generation outside of Brazil. It was all the way back in the 1970s. But when Honda moved, when Honda opened a factory here in Brazil, in the Amazon, because of government incentives, I think that they stopped producing the bike outside of Brazil. So we are now on the 10th, I believe, 10th generation of the Honda CG. I think 43 years of Honda CG in Brazil, which is quite a lot for a bike like this. But you know, it's the everyday kind of bike that you can beat on, and it's very dependable, it's very economical, it's cheap to buy, it's cheap to maintain. Not so cheap anymore, you know, with this 2019 Honda that I bought 0 miles from the dealer. But anyway, this bike is not very known outside of Brazil. I don't think that many bike collectors even know this bike outside of Brazil. I've been making a lot of videos about souping up this bike because I do road trips with it to my fiance's house, which is 700 miles. I think 700 round trip, so 350 to go, 350 to come. So it's a long way, and I do this on this 160cc bike, which is no longer 160cc because I have souped it up a lot. I think I have mentioned it on some previous videos of what I had been doing. In fact, I'm actually trying as hard as I can to pay off this bike as soon as possible, because I can pay back to front the financing that I did on it, so I can quit paying this, sell it, and get a bike that will actually do what I need it to do, which is work and road trip on the same bike, which is incredibly hard to do when you work as much as I do on top or sitting on a motorcycle, because I am a delivery boy. I have been a delivery boy via motorcycle since I've had the other Honda, the dark blue one that I souped up and converted to pure ethanol. As you notice from the huge carrying box on the back of it. That's why I haven't been making a whole lot of videos on this channel, because I have run out of ideas, because YouTube is a piece of shit, and because this bike just simply doesn't interest the audience that I have on this English channel. So I have stopped producing videos about it here. I do have a Portuguese channel, which I know that some of my Brazilian friends from this channel will be happy to follow. I'll be putting a link down in the description, because it's, you know, unless you speak Portuguese, some kind of Portuguese, because we have Brazilian and Portuguese from Portugal. I'll be doing another 700-mile trip with this bike soon. I'll be doing it on the 1st of January, and I'll be filming some of the trip, which I hope to show you how it goes with a bike like this. I was able to hit, I believe, 110 miles an hour with this bike, which is a lot for a 160cc bike. What I've done to it is I have installed a piggyback ECU to remap the fuel injection. Bigger piston, 7.2 millimeter bigger piston, so it's now 206 cc's, and some very aggressive cam. Very aggressive. In fact, it's so aggressive that even if you tight the lash, even if you tight the valve lash, it's still a very, very noisy valve train, which is to be expected of a cam of this high of a profile that I have in here. If you guys want, I'll be making a video all about what I did to this bike and how it performs. I have already done a video about 45 minutes long on my Portuguese channel about everything that I've done to this bike, and it's great. Fuel economy is great. It's cheap to maintain because it's still a Honda CG. It's cheap. It's economical. It's dependable. It's all the best. Because even if you actually purchase a higher displacement bike, it's going to come with everything that a higher displacement bike needs: bigger tire, bigger chain, more expensive brake system, more expensive final drive system. That includes the whole chain and sprockets and all that kind of jazz. And it's going to use a lot more fuel. The advantage of what I have done here is that I have taken an engine, increased its displacement by 25%, and increased the efficiency of the engine by quite a lot. I have actually doubled the power output of this engine, just increasing 25% of the displacement, which is quite a lot. It tells you quite a lot. So with this, I'm already crawling into what I've done to this bike, but with this aggressive cam that I'm using, I have a very docile city bike below 5,000 RPMs, and after that, oh boy, things do get a lot aggressive, because this thing gets uncontrollable. It's a demon. And I'm not even going to go into further details about this, but it's a handmade cam for this bike and configuration that I'm using. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.